Welcome to Brooklyn Versus, the show where the best argument wins. I'm your host, Dr. Philly Caggs, and tonight's challengers are Mr. Bridgeside Paul Liatzis himself.
Say there, Stephen James. Second place is coming your way.
And Stephen James.
It's Springfield over Quahog, and tonight it's Mr. First Place over Mr. Bridgeside.
So please like, share, and subscribe to the Bridgeside Network, and let's get the debate going. Welcome to Brooklyn Versus, Simpsons versus Family Guy. I'm your host, Dr. Philly Caggs. To my left, challenger Stephen James, and his challenger, Paul Liatzis, Mr. Bridgeside. Tonight's topic is Simpsons versus Family Guy. We have 3 debate topics, 10 points for each. I'm the judge. I give the points to the best argument, whether I agree or I disagree. Afterwards, we have a challenge with 20 points up for grabs. After the challenge, the champion is crowned. So, challengers, may the best argument win. Let's get to our first topic. Our first topic is we're going to sing along the 2 main characters, Homer and Peter. Who is the best father of the 2? Stephen, your 30 seconds is going to start now.
Well, it's a little bit hard here, but Homer Simpson is easily the better father. Look at him. He's raised a beautiful family in an illustrious home. He's kept, the same job mostly. He's had a lot of different other ones. And he's never ignored his kids to the extent that Peter has ignored Meg, Chris, Stewie, and Brian. All of them. He's too selfish. Homer does it for his family. That's the basis of it, even though it's Family Guy.
Paul, your rebuttal, your 30 seconds starts now.
We said it before, you just said it, Family Guy is the name of the title. Peter, although both characters screw up as fathers, but by the end of the episode, they make up and learn from their mistakes. But let's not forget that Peter Griffin, as the show says it, is mentally challenged, all right? He is mentally challenged, and he's a great father if you consider all the stuff he's learned from the show, and maybe he doesn't treat Meg the best, but that's part of the show, all right? That's part of the show, and I think it's really not even a comparison. Peter has a bigger heart than Homer, I think.
They had an episode where they tried to explain why he treated Meg so poorly because his sister bullied him. But, all right. You say that Peter has a bigger heart than Homer. There's specifically an episode where they talk about why Homer has the job he has. Do you remember where he can't stand his job, he quits, he goes to the bowling alley?
Oh, yeah, because he's doing it for his family. The kids are on the way. There's so many examples of him ruining his life or what he wants and putting himself on the back burner for his family.
And how does that episode end? Do you remember how that episode ends? Where Homer, he's looking at the photos, and who is it photos of that's in his office as safety inspector? Of Maggie.
Are you trying to convince him that what the answer is right here? What's going on here?
I know what
he showed me the knowledge, that's why. The argument was made already from the beginning.
No, wait, hold on.
The answer is Homer Simpson. I'm sorry. He always does it for his kids. You needed to come out of left field to beat Homer doing it for his kids. You needed to pull something out like a Roman Coliseum.
But you didn't even let me ask a follow-up question.
Because no follow-up question was needed. This was a slam dunk. Homer takes it for the 10 points.
Enough.
Let's get to our second topic. Paul can make up some ground here. So they both take place in fictional universes. Springfield and Quahog. So, Paul, which show has the better universe? Your 30 seconds starts now.
Although I do love Simpsons, I will give it to Family Guy because Family Guy, they have a lush group of characters, very wide range and diverse group, just like the Simpsons do. And they've got so... what was the word again? They've made it to the point where they got another show, all right? They built upon their community, and Simpsons actually stuck to it, except for Futurama. Matt Groening didn't make it out of just that show.
But that wasn't a spinoff, but that was a good point. Stephen, your 30 seconds starts now.
The critic. The Simpsons had it too. Simpsons did it. They did it first. They did it best.
That's a South Park episode.
Exactly. South Park.
Different episode.
Yeah.
But they still acknowledge that the Simpsons did it first. They built the better universe. They laid the groundwork for other shows like Family Guy. You've got a Mr. Burns. You've got Krusty. You've got Sideshow Bob. You've got all of these guys. You've got Super Nintendo Chalmers, Ralph Wiggum, all of these people that are essential to the show. The Quickie Mart.
Your 30 seconds is over. Quickie Mart has been under fire lately, so let's
stay away from
under fire.
Who needs the Quickie Mart?
Anyway, what's your answer straight to the fact that Family Guy does have a spinoff, that the universe created a spinoff?
They had a spinoff, The Critic, with John Lovitz.
Oh,
He was a
that,
film critic. It's the same thing.
And that was
it wasn't as successful, but that's not the fault of
That's
The Simpsons.
not exactly the
Oh.
same. It's the same universe. The Critic.
Same universe.
I
It was
love
the
that
same-
show.
it was the
Actually,
same creators?
Same creators.
it was Matt Groening.
Oh, well, okay. John Lovitz. I remember.
It was great.
He was a critic. Remember, he was the Barney episode. The
Yeah,
film
but
festival
he didn't
action.
overlap. Was he in The Simpsons too before the show?
He
came?
wasn't a main character. He was
wasn't
in
a
for
main
like
character.
one
They
episode.
took one of the main characters and brought it into the same universe and expanded upon the world they brought, and then brought him back.
Yeah, because the show
Because it didn't work.
It
The
had
character
a
wasn't
few
strong
seasons.
enough to stand on its
Futurama
own.
doesn't count because that's like American Dad.
It's separated. It's
That's like
separated.
American Dad.
For sure.
I like Futurama.
But
Great show.
the question was not who did it first and set the way.
Who built the
I
better
have.
universe?
What's
What's
the
the
sorry.
better universe?
As much as I like that the lines are being drawn here,
For sure.
I got to give the better argument to Paul here. They
Woo!
have
I
expanded.
didn't think I was
Quahog expanded their universe, but no, the spinoff is correct. They expanded their universe better. The Cleveland show is more probably had a few more seasons than the Critic. The Critic's a little
Yeah.
more well. Cleveland was a main character on the show as opposed to the Critic being. So the fact that their expansion of the universe is better, and so I'm going to give the 10 points. And also, universe, you have like more movies. Simpsons had the feature movie, but you had like the DVDs, the Blue Harvest, all that. I'm giving it
It's
to
easy.
Quahog.
I didn't think I was
Quahog, 10 points each. See,
That's
come
a hard
on.
argument to win.
Fair. Legacy. It's all about legacy. So which show has the greater legacy? Stephen James, your 30 seconds starts now.
It's The Simpsons far and away already. Look, they're on 30 years. They're one of the longest running shows in the history of television. It got so bad with the cultural impact of the show that George Bush, the President of the United States, responded to it and was on it and had something in his campaign about it. You don't see that with Family Guy. Sorry. Simpsons all the way.
Wow, okay. Paul, this is a tough one to go second on. Your 30 seconds starts now.
It's going to be Family Guy. It is Simpsons right now, but you know, we're older than the new generation. And you know what? The future is with technology and the millennials, and Simpsons is outdated to them. Most of them don't even watch The Simpsons, and Family Guy, even though it's random thoughts, and people say it gets too all over the place, that's the way that people think nowadays, the kids think nowadays. It's going to have the longer lasting legacy. It's only like 10, 12 years behind Simpsons at this point. So it's going to catch up and go past it. It's already better than Simpsons as for kids today.
Do you agree that Family Guy is that Simpsons is more outdated right now than Family Guy?
No, I don't think that it is, because you're talking about the segmented brains and how people watch TV. What makes you think that they're going to stick with it? That same segmented brain is going to send them somewhere else. 30 plus years of consistent, it's Americana. It is Americana. If you say, you can go overseas and ask somebody, who are the Simpsons? I bet you they know more than they know Family Guy. The legacy is set in stone.
We'll see in a decade from now, it's going to be very different because it transcends more generations. It's gonna at the end of it, and I'm saying this as someone who likes Simpsons.
Yeah,
I'm
of course,
sticking
of
Family
course,
Guy's
yeah.
back, but Family Guy is going to have the longevity.
All right. While I agree with Stephen, Paul's argument is a very good argument. I have to say, I didn't think he stood a chance, and I was
don't
pretty
think he did.
impressed with his argument that he is making a point that maybe Family Guy will, because I think The Simpsons quality has dipped a little. I'm sure Family Guy's quality has dipped a little.
I went back recently.
We actually both said we
But-
went back and watched both
we enjoyed
shows,
it.
Yeah.
and it's still good.
But I think that Paul has a good argument here that Family Guy might be better suited for the future generation because our attention spans and random thoughts are getting worse and worse and worse. I think The Simpsons is the better show and the more intelligent show. There has been college episodes. There's been college courses, but I doubt there are anymore because nobody wants to do it anymore. No. So
Who's still watching this?
I'm actually gonna give the 10 points to Paul, just to show him a fair judge. I agree more with Stephen James. We are getting to the challenge.
Yeah,
Dun, dun,
So we have 20 points. And for this challenge, I'm gonna give a little plot summary. Very, very short. Sentence, maybe two. And you guys are gonna have to tell me the show that this episode belongs to. So, you get 5 seconds, write down Simpsons and Family Guy, you know the rules.
Should we just do S or F?
That's a
FG,
very good
yeah.
idea. S or F. And there we go. I'll knock it down to 3 seconds. All right.
Okay.
So, first one is found to have protected layer around brain becomes boxer. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, well, I'd put an H for Homer.
Okay.
Come on, you can't count an H for Homer.
I can't believe he's the one who said put S or
Yeah,
F.
so he told us.
Okay. Okay. You're both correct. I'm going to give him wrong.
I'll give it to you. That was good.
I actually
though.
thought he was putting F down because I saw that.
Oh, we said we were going to get the popsicles
Yeah.
with
Okay. Yeah. No.
before.
All right. S or F. No more than this. Any of this is
S or
wrong.
F.
Give me one of Rich's asterisks.
All right. Next one. Wins contest. Befriends O.J. Simpson. Family Guy it is. There we go. All right. I have a feeling this is going to take a while.
Might take a bit. This is for my family's honor.
Goes to mental hospital. Befriends Michael Jackson. Simpsons it
Ooh,
is.
Lisa, it's your birthday.
Birthday.
Happy birthday.
Little story
Lisa.
on that one. He did not go under the name of Michael Jackson.
Leon Lemkowski.
Yep. No, that was the guy in the role, but it was John J. Smith that was
Oh, yeah.
on the credits. He did not want it. It actually was him. He wrote the song, Lisa, It's Your Birthday.
And had the other guy.
However, the other guy sang it.
yeah.
And then I just read that, so Conan O'Brien wanted to do a sequel. He wrote a sequel with Prince in it, but Prince turned it down. It's going to be Prince and Michael Jackson.
Damn Prince.
All right, we'll move on.
That's what the Simpsons legacy does.
Succeeds from the USA, starts Tiny Nation.
Oh.
Victoria.
Family Guy it is. We're still all tied up.
Did we invite Muammar
All right.
Gaddafi to the
All right, here
Yeah.
we go. A monorail comes to town. Simpsons it is. Legacy.
I'm just going to
O'Brien.
tell you, you
Conan
go
O'Brien.
quick like that, you know I'm instantly going to know what the answer is.
Conan O'Brien. That
really
goes
a little hint.
to the Simpsons legacy. Conan O'Brien was on that show.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
He wrote the monorail
I know.
episode, yeah.
Becomes death himself. Family Guy it is. All right.
Nice and slow.
So we've only had one slip up. We've had 6 so far. We usually try to go best of 7. I have some tiebreakers in the reserve. So Paul, I don't know. Steven looks like he's just hitting these out of the park. So this is going to be a tough one. But daughter needs braces. Becomes union president. That is correct. You are both correct with Simpsons. He could put it up. He only showed me.
Lisa
Show
needs
it proud.
braces. Dental.
Dental plan. Lisa
watched
needs
that
braces.
yesterday.
Dental plan. And that's it. That was, if you didn't know, dental plan. I was just going to say that. I was going to see if you guys got it.
Plan?
I was just going to go, dental plan.
That means I
But
lose.
that means you lose. 30 to 20, you lose. But you are on a little skid here. At least
on
you
a 3-game
recovered.
losing
You
streak,
recovered
man.
from your 50-0 loss, though.
First place.
Even James takes it. His Simpsons knowledge was just
Off the charts.
My
Yeah, which one did you get wrong? I was
I
surprised.
don't know, man. Just end the
one?
episode.
Okay, we're gonna end the
Come on.
episode. All right. Well, I was trying to get to the bottom of it. It's okay. Paul will recover. He'll mope a little bit, and for argument's sake, come back next week at 7 p.m. for another great episode of Brooklyn Versus. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, I won. That's me.
Oh, you won?
Yeah.
Oh.